Hi, my name is Katie. I am 31 years old. I've been married for almost 11 years to my wonderful husband Ryan, and I have 3 kids and 2 dogs. My teacher education program is the MAT program, and my content areas are middle school science and social studies. I chose science because I love the inquiry and I love nature. My dad works for the Department of Game and Inland Fisheries, and I've just always been outside. I live in the woods. I love science, and I chose social studies because I like the social part of it. I like ethics. I like teaching people about perspectives and how to gain empathy, and so that's why I chose social studies. My ideal first professional position would be in a school that is not at risk. I say that because I've had so many professors tell me that, you don't want to start out in a school that's already struggling. Your first year is hard enough. So I think that would be ideal, and then I could learn and adjust my teaching and my strategies, and then move to a school that, is in need of more help, because that's really where I want to end up. I want to have a classroom that's very diverse. I think that it brings so many good perspectives to everything you learn, and I think that everything has more than one way of saying it or seeing it, and so I would really celebrate diversity in my classroom. In this course, I hope to learn how to keep my kids engaged and involved in the content that I'm teaching. I think that if I can get them excited enough to want to participate in class, that we'll have less of a problem with classroom management or misbehavior. We'll see how that goes. The most challenging classroom experience, I think I was in a classroom where the teacher he mostly did nothing but rotations and stations and stuff, which is fine. But when I tried to teach something in as small groups, the kids couldn't do it. So it really taught me that you not only, am I teaching them, through the content, I'm teaching them how to learn the content. And so because my students didn't work in small groups very often, it was kind of hard for them to stay focused and to stay on task. So I learned that, I need to teach the procedure, not just the content. And then my greatest success would be when I was in a 7th grade U.S. history course, and we were debating the atomic bomb. And the whole premise of this was not really a right or wrong answer, but it was just looking at it from multiple perspectives, and kind of hitting home the whole idea of economics and opportunity cost. And really all we have is a bunch of choices that all have consequences. So I had a student at the end, after they debated in groups, they stood up at the end, and we had the whole class kind of discuss it. And so we did pros and then we did cons. And at the end of pros, I had one student stand up and say something, and, and it was great. And then we switched to cons, and he stood up and argued his own point, and I loved it. And that was the whole point of this debate that I had. I wanted them to say that, man, this is true, but this is also true. And just to see it from a different perspective. And I had a lot of kids at the end of the day say, oh my gosh, I don't know now what is the right answer. And that's where I want them to be. I want them to say, there's so many ways of looking at this. You really have to take it all into account. And so that's, another reason why I welcome this diversity in my classroom, because I really want these perspectives to hit home with all students. So, yep, that's it. I'm excited about this course, and that's me.